Hello, people. How's it going? Iris was not feeling well last night, and I believe she didn't get much sleep, so she's catching up on her sleep tonight. So I'm just riding solo for this stream. So I mentioned last week that I really ate shit at the local mega city last weekend. It was bad. So I am really hoping, I'm headed to Seattle this upcoming weekend. Gonna see friends, gonna have a great time, and also going to play in Continentals as part of Cascadia. And I do not have a chance of winning. Like let's establish some parameters here. I can't win. There is at least one former world champion playing in the tournament. I understand that. I'm not going in with like, oh, I'll be disappointed if I lose. No, no, no. Winning's not on the table. Making the top cut will be really, really, really hard. But I think it might just barely be attainable. If I don't make it, I'm not going to beat myself up too hard, but I think it is within my grasp. Just barely. I can touch it with the tip of my fingers. And so I would like to. More specifically, and this is even more ambitious, and it's getting even further out of like the realm of the possible. I want that fucking Lethe playmat from that you get for making top 8. I want it so bad. It's so pretty. Which is really what is driving me right now. This past week, I have been grinding. And I've been grinding a lot of OB Super Heavy Logistics, because it's a pretty damn good ID. And it's one that I understand much better than Precision Design. If I was, I think the safe bet would be to go with what are you most comfortable with? What have you done the most reps on? And unfortunately for me, the answer to that is Melee SU. So that's not an option. So OB does feel okay. I think we'll do a couple OB games. However, at Mega Cities, I ate shit playing Precision Design, chasing a strong meta deck. And meanwhile, multiple people won their Mega Cities with my Blorbo ID, OB. Or not, maybe not one, but did very, very well. We got 1st, 6th, and 7th at, I think this is French, and I don't know how to pronounce French words. Lille MC? Lille? I don't know. I'm sorry. And then 3rd at Bristol. People are posting results with my sweet baby Bangoon. And perhaps the problem is that I have abandoned my child and I need to go back to my child. I think I'm probably bringing OB, if only because I've put a lot of games into OB this week. That is where I've worked the groove into my brain with. But I've worked a pretty big groove into my brain with Bangoon also over the past year and a half. So I kind of want to try both of these. If I can just blow people out on JNet with them, because I'm not blowing people out with OB. I am getting better with it with time. I'm gonna go black here while I log in. Log in. There we go. I'm at win 15, lose 18. And granted, the losses happen early and then I get better, right? So that's not necessarily a snapshot of where I am now. It's a snapshot of the entire time I've been grinding. And also I reset this at one point because I edited the deck and then I didn't like the edit. So I just went back to the exact list that I copied from the winner of the Barcelona Mega City. I was trying to work some Svigator Extractor in here, and honestly, I still kind of want to work some Svigator Extractor in here. I had tried dumping Petty Cash for it. I got told by some folks that are probably better at the game than me that that's a bad call. And I didn't really want to like get into it too deep. I think the argument for it being a bad call is you need operations for humanoid resources, and also you don't necessarily have many cards you're wanting to Svigator like turn over turn. Unlike like an asset stack that's constantly going to have, you know, things you're ready to throw out because they've outlived their usefulness. However, my argument, obviously the humanoid resources thing is totally valid. However, we do only have one copy of humanoid resources, and we're basically never playing it without tutoring it out, so we have control over when we have it. So I don't think it's critical that we like have an operation density like it is in, say, LEO or something. And if Svigator fires even just one time, it does almost as much money as a petty cash. Because petty cash, if you fire both of it, will get you 4 credits. One Svigator fire gets you 3 credits. And it gets you an Ob Tutor. And you do have redundancies like multiple Yakovs, like multiple Zato cities. There are times when there are things, or like you threw some descents down just as gear checks, and now they've got their decoder, so it doesn't do anything anymore. There are times when there's things worth Svigatoring. So I don't know. Part of me is like, don't listen. Someone who's better at this game than you designed this deck this way, don't fucking touch it. But also, they designed it before Svigator Extractor was legal. So, you know, maybe that's worth thinking about. I think I also, like, thought about going up to 69 cards, and that was a total. I don't like that. It's not, like, garbage, but, you know, we're already playing a very big deck, and I don't think going even bigger really helps anything. The one bit of, like, friction I have felt in this deck is it would be really nice to have a 5-cost card in there. Both to, if you're in a jam and you need to use Zato City Grid to sacrifice a, where's Log Jam, to, like, keep them out of the server, being able to replace the Log Jam with an Envelopment would be huge. Envelopment's very expensive to get through on the turn you put it down, and then it gets weaker every turn. That's how it works. And then you could kill Envelopment to get out 4-cost cards, like Stavka, like Event Horizon. Being able to instantly tutor out an Event Horizon and then end the run, that does seem like it's worth something, so I do kind of... I'm tempted to drop 1 Log Jam for 1 Envelopment, is what I'm thinking about. But I don't know. Again, part of me is, like, a little nervous to just touch anything, because, like, you know, the Envelopment was legal when this got put together, and the person that made it did not find it necessary. And they won a tournament with it. I ain't won a tournament, so who am I to change it, right? So I think let's start at... Let's just run this deck and see how it goes. And we will go from there. Streaming twitch.tv/video entropy. Corp. Yeah. I pulled a Daniel Playview. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let's full screen this while we're... I have learned a lot in the time playing this deck. Anarchs, I think it handles pretty well. Shapers, I'm struggling against, but I think I'm beginning to learn. Something that I have had to really learn the hard way is that you cannot put something important behind a single barrier, like on turn 1 or something, because Shapers run 3 copies of Propeller, and they can get through your barrier for very little money, and they will, if, say, all of your money is tied up in, like, a Regolith mining license, then they can just ruin your day if you, like, try to push a Regolith behind a Maskarovka. Um, so you kind of have to be very careful with that. But on the other hand, if you can pile barriers on, you can really make Shapers miserable as you just tax out. They only have so many propeller counters. Eventually they run out. Eventually you can use Stavkas to like kill their backup, be that like Rising Tide or Pressure Spike or whatever. I like the ice here. I don't like the measured responses. We need some money. This is money and it's no ice against Seb, who's going to transfer us turn 1. So I'm unhappy. This was a trade down. Okay. We're gonna do that. That's not ice. We're gonna do this. Do we pop this and turn it into ice? I think we have to, and I don't like it. And we'll just throw a Castleroid on HQ. So that way they can't, they cannot crew it. Continentals are the first term using the new bans, right? I'm excited to see what the field is like. Yeah, the new ban list goes into effect the day of Continentals. So, my suspicion, there's definitely gonna be people bringing Reality Plus. You're bringing Reality Plus, August. But, my suspicion is that it's not gonna be very prominent at this tournament just because people haven't had enough time to brew it. Oh boy, this is... Okay. Okay, well... We are, just gonna hope that they choose to set up instead of attack us, which, honestly, they played the Nuka. They don't want to throw cards away, most likely, so we might survive with one of these cards. Doing my job taking card pluses win rate so they don't ban it again? Yeah. Okay, they let us live. Okay. Okay, we can fix this. We can fix all of this. What's the right approach here? The right approach, this is going to be really stupid. We're going to do this. We're going to get out a Spin Doctor. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is so many agendas. Stop giving me agendas! We're going to install a Pharos on server 3. A Spin Doctor and a new remote. We're gonna play Petty Cash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 10 agendas. Okay. That's fine. We can spin 4 of them back and force how many we have to throw away. We're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sometimes this game can be real cruel. Now we do this. And now we draw them right back. Okay, thank goodness. And we do this. Okay. Don't you do it. Well, golly. I think... No, I don't think we spend 7 credits just to use up a Devil Charm on them, because if we can get this advanced, then they can't do anything about it. So I think we just let them have the Anthill. Their money's really bad, so we should be able to capitalize on this still. We do this, we do this, we do this, and we do this. And the next turn we can yank the money off the Rego, and then we're looking pretty good. I think you should bounce off of this, but you might... well, if you have another crew in hand, you can get through this whole server. But it's pricey. Oh, wait! Oh, Tungsten Tailor! Ah, shucks. Okay, nose install off the Seb. We're fine. We're fine. We're totally happy to make this trade. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Oh! Okay, but here's the deal with that, is that they can't afford to track... Oh, they've got Gourmand. Sugar. Okay. I think we just let this go. I think we just let this go. Because we can do some nasty stuff to this chisel later. I think it's worthwhile to just keep it. Even if we just keep it pinned here and, like, make a new server, I think that's fine. Oh, yes, and they took the bait and gourmanded Zato City, and now we get to keep the Rego. So we are, we're laughing all the way to the bank here. Okay. So now we res, dupe, dupe. Now they are going to come after this, so we do need to defend it. This is not like... I'm not happy about this board. We had such a horrible start. But we're kind of slowly stabilizing it. Yeah, I think we just do this, and then we'll get out wall to wall so that we can start building counters on here, and then Crew Charm does not, or Chisel Charm does not get through the Pharos. And we just chill. We're gonna try and find our ice, build up our defenses, and then we can start pushing these once this Pharos is secure. Their board is not, like, amazing, so I'm not really in a rush to challenge them. Let's draw one. Heck yes. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Gain one, place one. Dupe. We're going to throw this over here, throw this over here, and throw this onto here. Have not seen... Okay, we've seen Dr. Nuka for influence, so they're not on 3 transfers of wealth. They're probably on 2. I've seen people playing with the Class Act out of Seb lately, which is really funny because, like, the night before Mega Cities, I was like, wait a second. Maybe Class Act makes sense in Seb. I don't have time to experiment with that. I'm not going to mess with it right now. And then this week, I've seen a bunch of people experimenting with it, so I'm like, I was onto something. With Audrey. So what's my best game plan here? Well, let's see if they run the server first. They are running the server. Okay. We could just force them... Oh, they even have to use the charm to get through this. So for now, I think we leave the Stavka unres. We make them waste the resources getting through Sandstone. I think that makes the most sense. This is cheap. It'll give us something to sacrifice to Stavka when we do res Stavka. Unless they kill it, which they might, but if they do, we're happy. Yep, they're killing it. Okay. Then we res Pharos. Oh, they're just jacking out. They're scared of this, which is probably a fair call. Okay. I'm gonna draw one, gain one, advance one. We are going to throw... What's Logjam's strength going to be at? Operation upgrade asset is 3. Ice is 4. So it's at 5 strength. So 4 strength with Tungsten Tailor. So it can get crew charmed, but I think that's fine. We just want to guard this, because they've already burned... no, they only burned 1 crew. Oh, they've already done 1 praxis. Okay, so let's get that guarded. Let's draw, and let's put something into server 3 here. And I think we're in a good position at this point. I would like a little bit more money, because 21 sounds like a lot of credits, but it'll spend fast. but we can push in agenda next turn. So now we are going to draw one, advance one, bounce wall to wall. Not thrilled to see another agenda here, but that's okay. We're going to put Kimberlite Field down. We're going to put Stavka onto R&D. We're going to credit. We're going to throw out the Myoshu. Okay, and then we are going to Resmavirus to use it to get out a Hollow Man. Not going to move it. We are going to advance the Kimberlite Field. And we got to sacrifice something to Kimberlite Field. The only options we have are Hollow Man or Zato City. Don't really want to get rid of either of those. However, don't really have a choice in the matter. We will do Zato City. And we will score the Kimberlite. We'll kill Zato City. We're going to get out a Regolith with it because our money's getting bad. And what do we kill? Probably the Devil Charm. You have no way of recurring that in Seb. I've got you pretty locked out right now. Yeah, I think the Devil Charm makes the most sense. And then we're just going to take 3 off the Rego. And I think we can throw away the Masquerade. Let's throw out the Pharaohs. We've got a lot of pricey ice already. I would rather, like, ideally we reach a state where, like, they're not... Wait, what does this accomplish? I'm not clear why we're doing this. Oh, I see. Rising Tide. That makes sense. Right, because now you're going to get a Gourmand counter. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is a bummer, actually, because we don't have a 3 cost to get out Hafrun. And you get an agenda out of it. Rats. Oh, that means you didn't get an Audrey counter, though. And you don't have enough money to get back in, so that's actually really good for us. Wall to wall. Okay. Now, we are going to do... Do we... What's the right call here? I think we're going to be brave, and we're going to put a Masquerovka over here instead of making HQ stronger. Okay. Nowhere. We're going to do... Install a 1 cost. Yes, we'll do Malapert Data Vault. Doesn't do much on this board, actually, but that's fine. How many Gourmands are you out at this point? 2. Okay. And we're not on threat, so you can't recur them. Yeah, I'll just push Basalt, because if you try to get in, it's going to hurt. Crew, okay. There's a Gourmand, okay. Okay, we're just building these up. That's not my preference, but that's okay. I would have liked to keep that. So, good job finding it. However... Oh, shit. If they keep poking HQ and they see that, we're not happy. Yes, and we're going to grab out a measured response. So now they kind of are forked. They're sort of, on one hand, pressured to touch HQ to get rid of that measured response. But, you know, we've got a lot of money, and we've got the Basalt Spire, so actually getting rid of it doesn't do much. Okay, okay. That helps with the money situation. And you've only burnt one steel skin, so you might be okay to survive double measured. What do we see? Oh, you're taking a... Yeah, okay, Valentina makes sense. We're detagging and drawing with Seb. I like that. We see Stavka. That doesn't do anything for you. This whole server costs 14 to res, which is how much money we've got, which is not ideal. You're going in without... Ooh. You did not... Okay, okay. This is gonna bankrupt us, but it's gonna be worth it. Oh, true, because we can use this to get a regolith out, so we're not bankrupt at all. We're fine, we're fine. Oh, you broke it? Okay. Now we res Stavka. We use Stavka to trash the Maskarovka to get out a regolith. Put it in server 3. Oh, I'm really silly. I'm really silly. I didn't do that right. Whoops. That's fine. That's fine. This costs you 2 cards. That's going to cost you 3 cards. So you have enough cards. You can also use crew to lower some strength here, even though it can't kill anything. I needed to get out Hafrun there. I wasn't thinking. But that's alright. I think this still is not fun for you. Oh, in fact, I shouldn't have res this. Well, we could have... Well, I don't know if you have steel skins in hand. If they don't have steel skins in hand, we could have won if we didn't res. But, yeah. Fire, oh, they're letting... Oh! Heck yeah, they're letting us live. Hell yeah. Okay. Oh. Wait a second. I think they just threw. I think we win off of that. Because they transferred us last turn, right? So I think if we just... Take, yeah. Yeah, the right... well, I mean... Hard to say that was the incorrect play, because we did win the game. However, we won the game because they didn't think through their turn, I think. Because they needed to... If they just didn't install off of Seb there, they would have lived. I might have still measured them just for tempo's sake. Just blast their hand away. Oh, they were on Harmony AR therapy. That's interesting. I think if I had thought it through, too, we knew they had a Devil Charm in hand because they undid. Although, you know, that's kind of like, what do you call it? Like curse knowledge. It's sort of evil to use that, right? Yeah, I mean, I can't say this deck doesn't work, right? Even if this turn hadn't been the win, we were pretty well positioned no matter what. I think they needed to... We went fully broke resing Pharos. They could have gotten in by just dumping their whole hand. And obviously there was valuable stuff in their hand they didn't want to dump. But we wouldn't have been able to measure them without the Regolith. So I think once we have the Regolith on the board, that's forced. They have to. Well... So what are we at? Measured Response was live. They knew we had it in hand. They knew they couldn't just get rid of it through trashing it by an attack on the hand, right? They had to make me poor. So I think attacking the remote is probably correct at that point. They didn't have a privilege access in hand, or I would have said attacking archives with that would have been correct, because that would force me to spend money. Yeah, that... Boy, you really would have wanted to practice on that turn. That's very true. I'm trying to think of what they could have done there, because it feels like that was not an unwinnable fork, right? And it's worth thinking through, like, how were we weak there? Even though we won, how could we have lost? You know what I mean? Obviously, we're very unhappy if they saw the Basalt on the HQ run. We kind of took a gamble there, and it didn't work out. It worked out, but, like, we gambled against them hitting HQ, and they absolutely hit HQ. I'm trying to think. Yeah, if I'm them, what's the line here? You know, I think attacking the remote. Yeah, like you were Audrey'd up. I didn't have anything unresed in the remote that could have been like a virus to screw with you. Although, no, I didn't have any 4 costs I could have killed. Well, you don't know what that first ice is. You start the run. You see what it is. You could have killed Maskarovka with the crew, and then you're not vulnerable to getting stuff ruined, which I didn't end up doing, but I should have done. I don't know. Let's just play some more Netrunner instead of obsessing over this. I'm thinking through that so much because, hey, Seb is who I'm bringing as my runner, and Ob is a matchup I have a hard time against. So, you know, I would like to, I would like to think about how one might beat Ob with Seb. It's doable. It's hard, but it's doable. I've had a couple Sebs on here that have, like, hurt me enough. I'm like, oh, you can beat this if you really want to. If you lock in hard enough. I think this hand is pretty ideal, honestly. This is about as good of an opening hand as I could hope for. Like, a hedge fund in place of, say, Stavka would be maybe the one thing I would... Or drawing into a hedge fund would have been, like, what really locked it. But I'll take what I can get. Okay, we're very glad they attacked the remote instead of HQ first, because now we can defend both. We would have had to decide whether we value the 3-pointer or the thing. That's a bummer, but what can you do? We are going to get some money out of it. What's the play here? That might have been incorrect. Maybe draw would have been better. Okay, I think we just... think I'm fine with you trashing this. You can't make it through here. This is a really aggressive play. Because now, yeah. Oh, I see. That's less aggressive. But wait. No. I don't think that made any sense. You just burnt a simulchip to not really get anything done. We're going to... You know what? We're just going to chill and purge, I think. 4 credits is a really annoying breakpoint to be at. I think we're going to do this, yeah. Because if they really want this, they have to pay money and, like, yeah. If they try to get through here, which I don't think they should, but if they do, we're going to pop this event horizon, put another anthill behind this Maskarovka, let them spend another click coming after this anthill. Now that they put a valuable program down, though, I don't think they can. Wow, you... Oh, I think you are pushing this too hard. I think you're, like, totally sabotaging your economy to make this happen. Because now you're going to pay 3 to get through here. And I'm just going to do this. I don't think we do get another anthill now that this is last click. I think we shore up our defenses. So we're going to get out a... Maskarovka over here. And now we start. Anthill clears itself. We're going to get out another regolith. Put it in server 1. Click, click. Install, throw out the descent. And we're kind of laughing all the way to the bank at this point. I think they really tunnel visioned on bringing that anthill down. Like, I get it. Anthill's very strong, but they've kind of sabotaged their whole game to do it. I like all these cards, and they're not, well, they're not putting out much threat. I think we can afford to just set up, and we'll get the humanoid out next turn. Okay, so they're going to Chisel Charm us. So now we put a humanoid resources down. It's probably going to get Pinholed, would be my assumption. But, hey, that uses up a Pinhole, so I'll take it. We're going to throw a wall-to-wall out, just to give them something else to waste their time and money on. It's not that valuable for us on this board. It does give Audrey a counter, so maybe that was incorrect. But also that Audrey counter... One Audrey counter doesn't buy them much on this board, so I think we're okay. We're going to res Event Horizon. We're going to pop Event Horizon to put a Maskarovka in front of R&D. And yeah, now that counter's used up. I wonder if that was the right thing to do. Obviously, you know, there could be an agenda on the top of R&D, but there probably isn't. Maybe I should have just left the Event Horizon there. Just let them through and say that's more taxing on this board than Maskarovka is. Much to think about. Something to consider for the future. We are going to pop this humanoid. We are going to hopefully draw into a A virus. We did not draw into a virus. We drew into a Hafrun, a card we never want to draw. So that sucks. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go here, and we're gonna play a hedge fund. Hard to be too mad, all things considered. Because now when we read Stavka, we can't summon this out to surprise you with it, you know? But that's okay. Yep. You're not getting through that. People were mean about Kessleroid when it came out, and honestly, I kind of like it. It's super cheap to res. You can't kill it. It dies to Boomerang, but lots of things die to Boomerang. It wastes Botulus counters because it needs 2 of them to get through. Like, I think it's pretty solid for a cheapo little ice. Lose tend to run Eru as a late game thing, so I am going to go ahead and just shore up Archives and then double advance here. Okay, what gets killed? I think probably this does. It doesn't... It's pretty compromised. So I think we're just going to go... Beep, bop. Score. Kill this. We'll search out a Hollow Man. We can kill anything that costs 3 or less? I mean, it's got to be the Icebreaker, right? Is it the Icebreaker or is it the console? Because right now, we are doing a great job of denying Audrey any utility. And I think Audrey gets killed if they ever attempt to run this remote anyway. The console might help them find solutions. So I think the console's what we kill. And then I think we just keep pushing. Let's do Kimberlite next. Because we can advance it, score it out, and then just replace it with Basalt immediately. Okay, we're just bouncing off this. I assume they have, like, proper breakers in addition to Audrey. Although maybe not. Maybe they're trying to go more, like, lean into the Lou of it all instead of using Lou's abilities as just, like, some nice, like, value on a reg suite. Because this is, like, indexing very hard into, like, almost a Seb-like game plan. So that might be what we're seeing. Alright, then we're just gonna... Oops. Score. This turn, I think we do kill Audrey. After we... Let's just toss a Descent out, because why not? And then we're going to put Basalt down. And they got to do something pretty cool this turn for this not to be game over. It is hard for me to imagine how they win from this board. Or how they even, like, stall me out a turn. Jizzle, okay. Okay. This is not gonna do it. Does it do it? Yeah, okay. So, I think it would do it if we didn't have Mitra Amon. So, we don't do that. We get out an Event Horizon. We res them. And then we hit encounter, and that's going to be the game. Because they either just end the run and we win, or they let us kill a program, we stop their Fracture, and then we win. So it's a complete lose-lose. Yep. That felt pretty darn good. That was clean living. Was this the game where we had like the... No, this is the game where we had the really good start. We had the terrible start on the previous game. Pretty hard to argue with those results. 7-0 with the runner on 0 credits and no way, and fully locked out of every server is that's pretty intense. I think let's try the Bangoon list just for fun. But it's going to have to do pretty darn well to convince me to move off of this. This just feels good. I think all the practice I've been putting in this week has paid off in a big way. I think this is what I'm bringing to Seattle. But, you know, I love Bangoon, so even if this is not what I'm bringing, I'm going to have a lot of fun playing it. I think this is like kind of a mix of the kind of Bangoon I tend to play. Like, it has no 3-5s, 5-3s. It does have 1-pointers, which I tend to avoid, because I find them annoying. But, you know, Eminent Domain does something very good. Green Mail pisses off the runner when they have to hurt themselves to steal it. And, you know, you can feed them to your big lizards. It definitely does something. Let Them Dream, yeah, very annoying. Sack Zone, obviously a great thing. The thing I was really excited to see about both these Bangoon lists is that this one's on 3 digital rights management, and this one is on 2 digital rights management. I feel so dang vindicated that people have, independent from me, discovered that digital rights management is an excellent card in Bangoon. This one's a lot closer to the kind of Bangoon I tend to play. It's using Angelique and Daniela to, like, make a very just untouchable remote. I wonder how they deal with central pressure, because that's what I always struggle with in this list. They're doing something a little different, because they're not all 3-pointers. They've got some 2-pointers in here, and I wonder if maybe that is part of... They're also on more tag punishment. They've got predicted planograms. They've got a public trail. Do they have any, like... I don't think they have any ice that tags. No. So they're just relying on Bangoon plus the public trail to tag them, which is interesting. Born from a sketch of a Rush Bangoon devised by my girlfriend with a similar ice suite, slightly larger agenda, and a maze amusements. It was then tweaked by my partner to move from a maze to Daniela. It has since then mostly stayed the same, beyond a few tweaks to the agenda suite to slot SDS drone deployment. I don't know if I talked about this last week. I did face karmic justice for abandoning Bangoon, because the only runner game I lost at Dallas Megacity was to a Bangoon, and I lost to it in the silliest way possible. I completely threw it. We had a really good game going, honestly. The score was, they had 5, I had 6. Or no, they had 4, I had 6. So I needed 1 point to win. They had a sack zone expansion cooking in the remote that they could score next turn, which would get them to 6 points and tie the game up. I had Manuel and Iru down, and their archives was weak, so I could run C3. I don't see an agenda. We find out after the game that, like, the very next card was a 1-pointer that I would have won off of if I had just been patient and done the same thing again the next turn. But instead, what I do is I look at their remote server, and I say, well, I need 2 points. There's 2 points right there. They have got the agenda, which will do 2 damage with Bangoon, plus an unresed upgrade that I assume will do 2 more damage. I'm like, well, that's... So I need 4 cards in hand to steal it. I'm holding 4 cards in hand. I will simply go steal it and win the game. This is great. So I run the remote, and they res their ice, and then I break their ice with Audrey, who boosts strength by discarding cards from hand. And then as soon as I do that, I'm like, wait a second. Hold on. I don't have enough cards left to steal this agenda. Uh-oh. It was just a complete own goal Because I also was floating a tag, even though I knew they had an end of the line in hand, because I didn't care. I was going to win. I didn't need to be scared of end of the line. So I did just lose off of that, and that was pretty embarrassing. But anyway, yes. Getting back to this, let's give this a shot. Let's see how it looks. Like I said, pivoting to this now, this is like the only deck I would be comfortable trying to pivot to because it's something I have put so much time in. Like, I know from Bangoon, you know? Let's save that. I do want to try both flavors of it. We'll probably do one game of both. And then, if we're being realistic, we'll just go back to Ob. But we'll see, we'll see. Alex, I'm tempted to try your Reality Plus list and see how it goes. I think, like we talked about last night, you're just going to have fun, you know, whatever. I'm scared that list's not very good, but that's, again, I'm like, you're not asking. You could just go net deck if you wanted, like, something guaranteed, you know, which is fine. How do we feel about this hand? Armed Asset Protection does nothing this early. SDS, like, no, I think no. Do Planogram, DRM. DRM does nothing turn 1. This hand is not ideal. I think we're going to guard HQ. And we're just gonna gain 3. Would mind seeing some R plus gameplay? Yeah, we'll see how it works. We'll see how it works. Twinning turn 1 is expensive. Yeah, you don't want to twin turn 1. You've got no way to charge it, and it costs a lot of money. This makes much more sense. I think we probably just petty cash. Yeah, petty cash. No, we don't. Undo. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I'm getting ahead of myself. We draw. We install. Planogramming turn 1 did kind of signal to them, hey, the tags are, like, meaningful to me, so you need to be very careful about floating them, which I would rather not do, but also, you're Vic, you're sliding tags off, like, you're greased up. What? Sometimes you start saying a sentence before you've really solved how the sentence is gonna go. Gonna put a sack zone down. We're going to guard it with some ice, and we're going to advance it. How many tree lines are in here? Because I'm worried we have, like, the one in front of our HQ. Ice. Yeah, 2 tree line. Okay. We're cleaning R&D. Do we do damage here? Like, no, but let's we're having fun. Hey, we hit a breaker. I'm never sad to hit a breaker. Okay. I am sad to get an agenda stolen, but there was no stopping that. I think we put this on R&D. As much work as Kessleroy did for us last game, it is garbage against Criminal because it is just free Kurapira counters. So this never gets installed. This is a really weak logjam, but I think we do it anyway. It's 3 strength. I thought it was 2 strength. That's fine. I forgot it got a bonus one. You're burning a boomerang just to deny us, like, 2 credits. I love to see it. And then I think we just score this. And then reinstall whatever gets Hermes, which is good, actually. Yeah, we can throw this down, and now when they transfer us, it won't work. I don't play with off the books that much. I never know. Oh, it does. Oh, this is really good, actually. Okay. I think we're going to chill on it for this turn. We're going to install here. We're going to draw, and we're going to boost this. Because now this costs like 8 credits to get through with Kurapira. So we're pretty happy about that. I think showing the Kurapira, like obviously we have a barrier down, so you need to get it, but showing me that you have it, I think is probably a mistake, because now I was already going to be really, really careful about putting cheap barriers down. Now I just simply won't ever. Let's... Do we push the agenda, or do we do another anthill? Where are we at here? Operation, asset, ice. So this is going to get us 4 credits. It's basically a hedge fund. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think we do this. This sucks to get through, so. Here's dream netting into archives. That's fine. Okay. We don't want to be vulnerable to Hermes, so I think we are just going to hedge fund, advance. Single advancing is probably the safer play there, but I think that's okay. You do have another shibboleth in here somewhere, or you have privilege access, in which case, as we're getting into higher threat level here, we might need to do something about that. Okay, we're going to advance this, we're going to score it, we're going to replace the ice, and we're going to push into the server. We're not gonna do this. We'll do it on a future turn. There's what we were looking for. Now here's the thing. I just realized that I don't get to instantly replace this with new ice. And I am instantly like, oh, I need to be Ob. I need to be Ob. I don't have to be vulnerable right now. I could be Ob. This, oh god. I had to actually pay a cost to use a card. Ugh, black. This sucks. Now, luckily, HQ is clean as a whistle right now. But I'm like, oh, ugh. I'm so exposed. How do people live like this? How did I live like this? Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this for money. And then we're gonna do this for money. And I think we are actually gonna search out Predictive Planogram so that they can have to have a sorry, not Planogram, Public Trail. So that they can, like, really have to consider their choices in life before they ever run us. Dreamnet. Getting Shibboleth out makes a lot of sense. See, again, I didn't immediately get to install a new thing off of that anthill, and I'm like, why? Why not? What's wrong? We will turn SDS face up, and we will double advance it. And you have to deal with it this turn, or I win. This is really bold. I don't know that this is the play. You're going to lose basically your entire hand. You know I have Public Trail in hand. It's a safe guess that I have End of the Line in hand. You just lost your other Shibboleth. Okay, Code Gates don't... Yeah, you can't stop Code Gates anymore. Okay. You are just barely safe here. So that is... How'd you get... Oh, because of Dreamnet. Dreamnet saved you. That makes sense. We are still going to, like, give you a hard time, though. You probably just accept the... you can't accept the tag because of the twinning. Yeah. Because there goes your win con. I'm right? Yeah, there's two Shibboleths. Oh, second twinning. Okay. We are going to stick this on Archives because Privilege Access is how they win the game. We're going to draw, and we're going to Armbast that protection, and next turn we can probably push this for the win. Especially now because we're losing money on this. Yeah. Yep. That ain't gonna save you. That's really bold. Vibrato. Yep, this makes sense. This makes sense. You could win off of this. There you go. So, you know what we didn't do was win. You know what we did when we were playing Ob? Win. Now, obviously, these are microscopic sample sizes. These don't mean anything. However, they mean something emotionally. I felt very in control of that game, and yet I lost it in the end. I think Ob's the winner here. I do. Let's give this one more shot. That's just a little something special for the 6 people watching this. Jane, it's quiet tonight. That or people just don't like the thought of being on stream. Shit. I have... Okay. Let me... I gotta fill the time somehow, so let's talk about this. I am a notorious fidgeter. If I'm, like, not immediately occupied with something, I will just grab whatever is in arm's reach of me, and I'll start playing with it. Oftentimes tossing it. You know, if it's like... I used to have like a padlock. I would just lock and unlock over and over again. And I guess actually, funny story, because now I think I've talked about this before. I watched too much Lockpicking Lawyer on YouTube is what happened. And I convinced myself to buy a lockpicking set to mess with. And part of that is I have a little like practice lock that is like screwed into like this kind of heavy metal housing. It's like the size of like... It's not that big. It's like smaller than a baseball. It's maybe the size of like maybe slightly bigger than a golf ball, but it's like solid metal, so it's fairly dense for its size, except for the lock core in it. And so I'm just sitting here tossing it around now, and I dropped it. And I don't know if that picked up on the mic or not, but if it did, now you know the story. Lockpicking's pretty fun. I'm not that good at it, but it's neat. It feels good to like open something that you're not supposed to open. I have taken my lockpicks to work and just randomly picked locks at work. Stuff that I have the key to. Like, I'm allowed in there, but it's fun to get in there illicitly. It's fun to learn that, like, 90% of locks are kind of just theater. Anyone that knows anything about locks can probably open a given random lock. It's really hard to make a lock good enough to even, like, slow down a locksmith. And most lock companies don't really even try. So it's like the main character of an immersive sim? It does really put into perspective how fucking nonsense basically every lockpicking minigame in every game I've ever played is. Because isn't Skyrim's like, you like turn the thing until you find the right like angle to sort of attack it with? That ain't how lockpicking go. That ain't how lockpicking go at all. They're all the pins are in one spot. The pathologic lockpicking minigame is like not accurate, but it kind of simulates like bumping a lock a little bit, which I'm not that good at. But if you are good at it, you can just kind of like put like a generic key into a lock and then just kind of like tap it with a hammer to kind of shake it, and it'll just shake the pins into place. That's the fucked up thing. You don't even really have to do anything all that high skill to get into most locks. You just shake them the right way and they open. It just springs and pins in there. Or like sometimes you can just like stick the pin all the way to the back and just like rip it. They call it like zipping it to just like and it'll just force the pins into the right spot without you having to sit there and like meticulously one by one work out, okay, I think this pin goes here, that one goes there. How do we feel about this hand? Bad. This is worse. We really, if we could combine half of the first hand with half of this hand, we would be so happy. But it really kind of, the oil and the peanut butter really separated on us this time. We got all the money for the first time, and now we have all the ice this time. Okay. I am on one hand, like, thinking, am I ever going to install this Shylendra? And I'm like, well, they put it in here for a reason. It must do something for the deck, right? I guess it's not terrible to put in R&D. Or, well, we want to keep Seb out of archives, so we don't want to put it in archives. Event Horizon, not terrible for archives in this matchup, so we can just pop it to kill a Praxis. Alright. Ooh. I think we do this because we just gotta start building up some kind of econ. Does this advance anything? Installed card you can advance. Yeah, so you can use it on agendas, so that's something. That's something. Not ideal. I'm gonna draw. We're gonna gain. I'm actually gonna add to HQ. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do this. And we'll do this. Not great. Transfer? Transfer. Well, shit. We can duck it. We can duck it. We can duck it, and they're not getting object counters out of it. So. Oh, we can't fully duck it. We only partially duck it. This costs 3, yeah. I'll credit off to fully duck it. We'll do this. Just to, hey, denies them a little bit of money. This will make it easier to get back in the game, also. They might also, because they're Seb, float the tag. Which we'd be pretty happy about. Tree line. Dynamanuensis. You know you wanna. It'll get you cards. Come on. I wouldn't have End of the Line in this deck. I'm just a little guy. I wouldn't have 3 copies of End of the Line in this deck. Show me End of the Line. Boo! Boo! Where's the End of the Line? What was this? Yeah, Daniela. I'm gonna throw out an SDS. I can just kill one guy within the line, it'd be enough. I know, right? Right? We had it. If we had drawn it, we would have had it there. Going in. This is probably incorrect. We need money, but if we top deck End of the Line, we can credit End of the Line and win. So, you know. Good time to attack HQ, because I can't drain your money with Afshar. I would like to keep the hedge funds and the off the books. Frankly, I'd love to keep the tree line and the log jam, so I disapprove of this completely. Which is why you should be doing it, but you know. Tree line might be the best hit there. I don't know. None of them are good hits. Okay. If we ever find any Yodel, then I think we can get you. But we'll see, we'll see. I don't really want to show it with off the books, because that's a good way to, like, make them start respecting it. We kind of want to jump them with it. We might just purge next turn, honestly. Especially if they don't get their money good. This is not worth resin. We have nothing to advance. We have no money to take away from them. I'm not spending 4 credits to do 1 damage. So again, yeah, I'm ob-brained, because in my mind, this is a very secure server, but it's not, because Event Horizon doesn't replace itself. I think we res it, but don't use it. Because we want to use it when they've had to pay a bunch of money to get in. I am assuming they've got a steel skin in hand and they're not just... And this isn't a throw. Nope. Yeah, you're dead. I mean, listen. I'll never get tired of that. It's never going to stop feeling good. But if I want that goddamn playmat, I have to assume that I can beat players that have extremely sharp game sense and are not going to fall for that, you know? Tragically. Let's do one more. I'm not winning that playmat. Like, I want to be clear. I know I'm not winning the playmat. But you gotta have dreams in this world, goddammit. It's truly... I would not care about doing well at this thing. I'd be like, oh, it'll just be fun. You know, hopefully I make, like, top half or something. That's ambitious, but I think I can do it. But they're dangling a prize in front of me that I really want. If they just sold that playmat, I would buy one. And then I wouldn't care about my performance here at all. Tell you what, August, if I'm gonna start setting up your deck in here. If nobody bites on this before I'm done, I'm just gonna try that out. We'll see how it goes. It didn't sound like they were going to be a lot, but man, those Continental playmats look good as hell. I kind of want one as a souvenir. If you're talking about the Lethe ones, yeah, it's literally you got to make top 8 to get one. The Seattle Skyline ones they're giving out as part of Cascadia, I forget what the reward for the, like, how you win those. I think it's part of the, that scavenger hunt web runner thing they're doing, which I'm curious about. There we go. So deck builder... New Corp deck, Casual, Reality Plus, and we want 3 Freedom, 3 Let Them, 1 Oracle, 1 Post-Truth, 2 Remastered, 1 Tomorrows, 1 Behold, 3 Public Access, 3 Spin Doctor, 2 End of the Line, 3 Hedge Fund, 3 Oppo Research, 3 Predictive Planogram, 1 Shipment, 2 Unleash, 1 Hollow Man. Oh, what? Yeah, Shipment. From Vlad. 1 Hollow Man, 3 Ping, 3 Funhouse, 3 Enpot, 2 Lethe, and 1 Starlit Knight. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Are we at 45 cards? No, I put one too many in. What did I do here? Oh, it's only 2 freedom. That's why. Play. Let's leave. New ban list. Streaming. Twitch.tv/video entropy. Let's see how this goes. What? Oh, I said standard. Damn it. Corp. Cash. Create. Oh, the one's the prize wall? Okay, yeah. Yeah, honestly, like, I have, like, 3 Netrunner playmats at this point. So, unless it's one that I'm just head over heels for, like that Lethe one, I don't really want any more. Actually, I just got a Plutus mat, like, a month or 2 ago that is really nice, and I do like a lot. I just like the Lethe one better. But, like, at some point, where am I storing these damn things? Wait, the Lethe one? Oh, yeah, might be your favorite. Yeah, it's so good. Let me, while we're looking, let's just look at some other sick Netrunner arts. Because I don't know if Lion's Mane would be a pretty sick playmat. More than anything, I just want a full art of this. It's so cool looking. I'm trying to think of what other... I think Reanimation Protocol, which they do have a full art of. I think this would make a pretty fantastic playmat. They were really cooking on the art on Vantage Point. I really like a lot of it. They pay more for a mat with art from some of the 90s cards. The 90s alt arts they're doing are so good. Ooh, we got a bite. Do. We'll see how this goes. I keep saying that because I'm scared of how it's gonna go. Oh, it's against Vic too, which is like a natural predator to this deck. Fantastic. Okay. So, notably, defending HQ versus Crim is less critical in this deck than most because Transfer Wealth is a net loss of 1 credit. Like, we care about them getting credits, but yeah. We will toss a Funhouse down, and we will toss this down. Jailbreaking R&D, okay. Gonna res this into the line. Hopefully that comes in handy. We're just gonna hedge fund and toss Lethe onto R&D. Although she doesn't do much yet until they start installing things. But that's fine, she's there. They probably just kill Public Access Plaza now while it doesn't give a tag. Maybe you keep your powder dry on public access until threats live. What does this do on score? Just draw a card? Okay. Oh, BRB. Okay. Yeah, my suspicion is that what this deck wants to do is more... What R Plus wants to do in the current meta is more of a flood the market thing, where you go horizontal. Every server has, like, a piddly little ice in front of it that just gives one tag, like Ping, like Virtual Service Agent. One of your servers has a B1001 in it, so that, like, taking them all down to stop the flood the market, like, is just really difficult. You put, like, your strong ice guarding the B1001. You have fun houses, obviously. Just lots of ways to force tag so that, like, if they challenge your board, they're in tag hell, and then you can, like, pivot and end the line them, or pivot and, like, shipment them from Vladisibirsk and score out that way. And if they leave you alone, then you flood the market and win. I think that might honestly end up being pretty damn strong. Wide PD uses that strategy, even ignoring the one-turn kill version. And it's very powerful, and the way you beat it is just having lots and lots of tech into assets. You know, Fencer Fueno, Azamat, Hannah, Audrey, so that you can just take their whole board down, and they can never actually pull anything off. And if Reality Plus can punish you for doing that, that might be pretty good, actually. Is the small oppo worth it here? I don't think it is. Oh, this bounces it back to hand. It doesn't shuffle it back into the stack, which is still good, but... Okay, they do have a resource-based economy, which could be good for us. Do that. And we're gonna do... this. We need to... You know what? We should have put Funhouse in Archive so they could stop getting these free runs with DreamNet. Second Lethe probably goes in the garbage, if we're being honest. Although, well, we could toss it on Archives. Why not? Have some fun with it. I'm going to overinstall this Oracle, because we don't really want to score it. We just want to get stolen so they get tagged. Do we pop this here? I think we probably do. Fire all. We're going to toss just a hedge fund back on top. And we're going to bounce DreamNet. So now you don't get the DreamNet value off this run. And you're going to take a tag from one, which you can slip with Vic, but... now you're limited on what you can do for free runs here. We can do this. We can credit. We can advance. I think Lethe is probably still too expensive, but I can't deny that was a fun thing to do to a person. We'll gain money off of this. They have to pay through this, probably, I assume. Unleash, hell yes. Let's shuffle back. Oppo Research into Hedge Fund. Let's put down Post-Truth with a Hollow Man. I don't really care about this server. I just want it to look juicy so that they feel like they need to run it. RD for Dream Net value. Makes sense. This is a weird hand. Okay. Bounce our money back. Let's draw. Going to credit. We can throw out one Unleashed. Next turn we score out the Post-Truth and we install this Public Access Plaza. What do you break this for? It's got 6 strength, so you break it for 4, 6? I mean, that's not terrible, but... yeah. Shucks. What do we throw out here? Probably the Behold, if I'm being honest. Hollow Man. Hollow Man might be a weird include in this deck. I'm not positive. I am also noting we're hurting for money, but also we spent 9 credits on a Lethe. It might be, hey, if you want to res Lethe, use this or don't do it, you know. Starting to flood. We really don't have a way to push a score here. Dump and let them dream. Yeah, I think this is going to start going downhill for us pretty hard. Okay, they are spending... well, no, they're going to spend nothing because of Leech. They're going to spend 2. Oh, but if they fully break it, they take a tag. So they have to let me do this. Wait. Oh. You're letting me bounce something? I mean, DreamNet. At some point, if I make you install DreamNet enough, it's actually, like, tempo negative for you. This is bold, but I think we gotta get bold if we want to win. Just make it through this. Yeah, it only cost 6 to get through. This was silly. You're too rich for this to matter. Yeah, I don't feel good about any of this at this point. I don't really see how we ever win, and, like, maybe that's on me, but... can try one more. But yeah, this feels... Again, popping Lethe multiple times in that game was undoubtedly fun. I don't know if there's like a coherent game plan here. That's my rendition of the title music from Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. I hope you enjoyed it. Really slow on Jaina tonight. We might honestly end up calling this a little early. Just if we're not finding games, then like... Also, I've got nobody in here to like riff with. It's not exactly thrilling streaming for me to just chill on the lobby. What time are we at? 11, yeah. Yeah, I think we might actually call it kind of a low energy one. But, hey. I now feel pretty good about my choice to go with Ob. I think we're gonna have a good time, and I need to just eliminate other possibilities from my mind. It's a beautiful playmat, and I'm happy for the 8 people that are gonna win it. I just need to be glad that there's others in this world that get the shiny toy that I want. But yeah, unless somebody joins this game before I finish wrapping up here, I think I'm just gonna bounce for the night. Go get that ob deck sleeved up. Yeah, I'm very excited for Cascadia. I think it's going to be a really fun time. I have not seen Iris or Ashley or Molly since I got married over 2 years ago. August, I don't think we've ever met in person, so that's going to be rad. Unless we've met at a PAX or something? Have we met at a PAX or something? I don't know. I don't know if you've ever gone to a PAX I've gone to. That'd be the only other venue I think we would have met up at. But, yeah. We played the Naruto deck building game at a PAX. Hell yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yes, also in Seattle, right? That would have been PAX West, I assume, because I think that's the only place I played the narrative deck building game. Were we at Molly's house or were we at PAX? I remember playing that game at Molly's house. Or maybe we played... No, that might have been the DC deck building game. I don't know. That was a fairly long time ago at this point. It all runs together a little bit. I miss going to PAX. Oh, hey. We'll do one last game before we sign off here. See if we can't make something happen this time. Okay, lesson learned. Don't res Lethe. You'll have no money to play the game if you do that. Unleash is how you get Lethe resed. Okay. This hand is fine. Hey, Lethe. If we... Yeah, I think we draw 3... Hedge fund. We'll throw a ping on R&D just to respect illumination, and we will throw out. Honestly, we're gonna throw out Lethe. It's gonna be a while before we can res one. The last PAX South in 2020, right before lockdown, right before like COVID really hit in the US, was such a... The people are always fun to meet up with and do things with, but the event itself was so anemic in a really like depressing way. It was like, here's a like 2 game companies that have their booths from E3 of last year that they'll haul out and set up for you in Texas. And then the rest of the floor is just, like, a military recruitment thing of like, hey, if you like Call of Duty, what if you answer the real Call of Duty, brother? And it was just depressing. And that's the last time I've ever gone to any PAX, because conventions, even now, feel like, I don't know, guys. Even going to, like, Worlds this year, I'm like, I'm gonna do it, but, like, I'm a little iffy about it. I did just re-up my COVID boosters, but, you know. I was wanting to see PAX Unplugged, but P has a nightmare to get to. Yeah, PAX Unplugged always seems like something that I want to do, and then it just never fits into my schedule. These Lethees really want to get played. I'm gonna small oppo you for free. Because why not? Okay. Hate to do it, but that's the correct play. Small oppo. Just keep forcing you to clear tags. Dewi's very cool, and I wish there was a way to make her make more sense. But her trigger condition is so specific. Okay. End of the line. Love to see it. Score that. Let's look in R&D, and we will toss. Let's toss. Honestly, I think I wanted to go to hand instead of being bottomed. And we can throw away post-truth, I think. So is there another line for Oppo research, or is it just playing it last click, and they either have to waste 2 clicks or risk the tag payoff? That's exactly it. Or waste 4 clicks once you're on threat 3. Like, it's a terminal, which means your turn ends as soon as you play it. There's no, like... You can't do, like, fancy stuff like nano management Oppo research to, like, take advantage of it. Even if you... Like, if you play Oppo first click, you lose 2 clicks, you know? That's just how the card works. Small because I know the threat. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, Big Oppo is paying 7 to do 4 tags instead of 2 to do 2 tags. Alright, we're going to install advance credits. And then we can advance, score that end of the line next turn. Yeah, even if we don't kill them with it, we'll hurt their tempo, and their tempo is already hurting bad. So, or do we advance, score, kill KK? Because KK is how they get out of this hole. That might be the actual play. The play might be if they don't fix their world that we just, like... Let's just get the Oppos back. They can have the 1 point. That's fine. Oh, and that doesn't count as a successful run, so they don't get the day we flip out of it. That stinks. Nice. Okay. I think we do this. We're going to take money, and we're going to advance this again. They're not presenting enough of a threat for me here. We throw Oracle in there because they might run that just to get the day we flip, and then we get value. So we love to see it. Madani, okay. Hosting a bunch of stuff on Madani. They are, like, slowly stabilizing here, but I think we can... Oh, nope, they just lost. Yeah, they lose. They have no way to draw on the board, right? No, they don't. You should try to do that to people. Yeah, August. Tomorrow's headline is basically... I'd have to double check my memory. I believe it is the one and only card in the format where you can give the runner a tag on your turn proactively, which is to say not as punishment for them doing something, that they cannot avoid, and that you still have actions after the fact. So these are like gold for you. Because everything else, like Public Trail is a way to give tags, but it only works if they made a successful run, and they can pay 8 credits to dodge it. Witch Hunt will give them tags at the end of their turn. Oppo Research ends your turn as soon as you play it. Every other tag giving thing is like Ice. That will only happen on their turn. So, with the sole exception of tomorrow's headline, every other way to tag them, they have the opportunity to defend themselves. It's the one bullet you can put in your end of line gun. Exactly. Like, back in the day, you could build entire archetypes around... let's see. Breaking news. When you score breaking news, give the runner 2 tags. When the turn on which you've scored breaking news ends, the runner loses 2 tags. Actually, I wish there was a ruling on here, because you could combine this with 24/7 news cycle. As an additional cost to play 24/7 news cycle, forfeit an agenda. Resolve the when scored ability on an agenda in your score area. So as soon as you score a breaking news, you could do this into Scorched Earth whenever you felt like. And this was my NBN deck back in the day. This was how I played. You could also do Sea Source, which is kind of like Public Trail, but it's a trace, which means you can boost it. So if you have enough money, they can't pay their way out of it. So you used to just be able to be much meaner and more proactive, and make the runner have to be much more careful. Often have to include just anti-kill protection. Like back in the day, you would run Plastreet Carapace, which just guards you from 4 meat damage straight up, because there were just so many ways that the Corp could just fucking kill you. It is probably better that it's more interactive now, and you can't just get, like, jumped in an alleyway in current Netrunner. But as somebody that used to really love playing Tag and Bag NBN, I do feel like, like, editorial division ain't getting it done, guys. How common is Steelskin Scarring? It is extremely common in Anarch. You'll basically... It's very rare to see an Anarch that doesn't have 3 of them. It is not that common to see it splashed out of faction. You can see it... There were Mercury lists in this past meta that ran 3 Steelskin Scarring, because Mercury just wants to make, like, big dives into centrals rapidly. And we were in a meta with Melius U that had 3 bites, and, Mercury's win condition would kill themselves. So, like, that ain't good, and Steelskin was kind of the way that they answered that. You will also sometimes see it out of Lat. Lat likes to do a build where he imports a bunch of Anarch cards. He imports Audrey. And sometimes he will use Audrey to break ice, but that's not what Audrey's purpose is. Audrey's purpose is to just boost itself with Steelskin Scarring and Strike Fund. Which we talked about Steelskin, so I don't really need to talk about that too long. You know, Strike Fund, the same thing, but you get a little bit of money. And then you combine that with your console, which is Onacom, which draws you a card every time you trash an event from anywhere. So Steelskin Scarring, you dump it with Audrey, you draw 3. Strike Fund, you gain 2 and draw 1, all without spending a click. You can even do it on the Corpse turn. And you combine it with Buffer Drive to bottom stuff. And, like, the end game for that list, you'll just have your standard Shaper rig with Audrey and Buffer Drive off to the side, and the bottom of your deck is just nothing but Steelskins and Strike Funds that you're just cycling 1 through every turn, so you just have a constant drip of money on top of everything on the board you have already dripping you money, so that you're just rich forever. Like I said, occasionally you will actually break ice with Audrey. You know, you play to your outs, you play the hand that you're dealt, but, Audrey's purpose in that list is generally not to be an icebreaker. It's kind of like a break glass case of emergency breaker, but it's much more common to just use it as an econ engine. So if it's Lat or if it's any Anarch, you do have to think about Steelskin Scarring. That said, if they're in kill range, if they're at 1 to 3 cards, Steelskin Scarring will not save them. They die and lose the game before Steelskin can resolve. Which is something that, you know, is maybe not obvious. But, yeah, you know. Because it's the same thing on, like, on the flip side. So, like, Fuji Asset Retrieval. So it protects against non-lethal... it'll only protect against non-lethal damage, exactly. So where it comes in handy is if you're, like, mega tagged and they try to hit you with back-to-back end of the lines, it'll save you. Is there anything else that can stop the kill? So sometimes you will... I guess to talk about this real quick, just since I pulled it up. So, like, this kind of works the other way in the runner's favor, where Fuji does 2 damage when they steal it. If they have 0 to 1 cards in hand, but they win the game on points, they will win before Fuji kills them, because that's just the order that things resolve in. Which is, you know, not relevant for you since you're not playing Jinteki. But the other ways to stop the kill are more telegraphed. I don't think there's, like, a surprise way to stop it. So, for instance, sometimes if a criminal can't duck enough tags and they're just going to get... Oh, what happened? Get, like, end of the line really hard, they can play a class act last turn to draw 4 and end up with, like, 8 cards in hand, and that's not killable, you know? You'd have to have triple end of the line, which, you know, you probably don't. The other one is No Free Lunch, which, when they install, they can, you know, they can put this down whenever, and then at instant speed, remove a tag on your turn. They can also... Here's one way that Sealskin can protect you from lethal damage. If you have Audrey out, then Audrey can use her boost effect even on the corpse turn, even though you're not in a run, all that. So you've got 3 cards in hand. The corpse starts their turn. You immediately drop a Steelskin with Audrey to draw 2, and now you're at 4 cards and you're safe. But again, all of these are things that, like, you'll see coming that telegraph themselves. I think Steelskins in hand are the only, like, surprise, you thought you had me, but you don't, effect that's in the current meta, I believe. There might be old stuff that's, like, not relevant that does it, but even then, like the one I'm thinking of is Sacrificial Clone, which is A, a terrible card, and B, I think you had to install it. Yeah, prevent all damage, trash all installed hardware, all installed non-virtual resources, and all cards in your grip, lose all credits in your credit pool, remove all tags. So it's a card where, like, if you're gonna lose the game to damage, you can decide instead to lose the game on tempo, if you'd rather lose a different way. And also, it's a resource, so if you're tagged, you can... This card sucks. The name and art are hilarious. The concept is amazing. The idea of, like, oh, you didn't kill me, you killed my clone, actually. That's all fantastic. But, like... Yeah, the main way you would kill, especially back then, would be through tags. And if they're tagged, they can just trash this for 2 before popping Scorched Earth. I don't really know what this is supposed to accomplish. I'm feeling my master plan S card, absolutely. But yeah. Gonna be a fun weekend. I'm very excited for it. But for now, I think I'm gonna log off. So I will talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.